What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here with another edition of Tobacco Talk, where I review a cigar and then I give you my thoughts on it in 4 key areas: flavor, draw, construction, and burn. It's everything you want to know about that cigar, but it's from my palate's perspective, and then I rate it as to whether I think it's noteworthy or not. So the cigar for this review comes from EP Carrillo. It just landed in my BL Luxuries box for this month. It is the EP Carrillo 15-year anniversary. I've heard a lot about it. I'm excited for it. So if we're going to review it, there's only one thing left to do. Let's light it up. All right, so I went with a little bit of an angled straight cut on this. It is more of like a bellicoso tip on it. I just snipped that little cap off, little bellicoso tip off. So on the cold draw, pick up notes of the breadiness, a little bit of earth, some leather, things like that. So let's toast her up. Okay, upon initial light up, pick up a lot of rich oaky woodiness. There's a little bit of earth that follows behind it. Really nice white pepper follows right after that, pretty much at the same time. And those are pretty much the three flavor notes that I'm picking up on this. I'm going to jump into the first third. When I come back, I'll let you know the blend on the cigar, any information I think you need to know, and of course, how it's treated me in the first third. All right, let me show you the burn here at the end of the first third. You can see right there, pretty much razor straight, doing absolutely phenomenal. Okay, the blend on this cigar. It features an MSA, or Mexican San Andres wrapper. It has a Nicaraguan binder, and it has Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers in it. There's a lot of age on this cigar. So depending on which leaves that are in there, there is 10 years of age on one of the leaves. I believe the binder, the Jalapa Nicaraguan binder, has 15 years of age on it, and it is just absolutely delicious and so beautiful with the harmony of all the flavor notes. So the flavor in the first third, of flavors in the first third, there's this really nice cocoa, like rich chocolatey note that's in there with leather, and they both just come together so well. There's still that white pepper note that's in there. The earthiness is pretty much dropped off completely, but there's this really nice, just savory baking spice, almost like an amaretto nuttiness kind of thing. Not really the nuttiness, but just that sort of cinnamon amaretto kind of creamy note that's in there that is absolutely delicious. This is easily just a delicacy of a cigar, and the richness of the flavors and everything that play in this first third are just incredible so far. The strength on this, I would say, is probably at a medium minus, not very strong. The draw is a little bit tight, but it is not restrictive by any means whatsoever. Plenty of smoke output. The smoke is nice and plentiful. It's very silky. It's not wispy, not lacking in that area at all, and it is doing very, very well. So I'm going to jump into the second third. When I come back, I'll give you a little bit more background on this cigar, on how many years EP Carrillo obviously has been around for 15 years, but how many years Ernesto has been in the business, the many, many decades, and all of that. And then, of course, I will follow up with the flavor notes and how the cigar has been treating me. So here's to the second. Let me show you the burn here at the end of the second third. Doing very, very well. Ash holds on great. No problems there. Fantastic. All right, flavor notes in the second third. So they developed a little bit more, but not a whole lot, but they stayed in an amazing spot for me. So the woodiness that was there upon initial light up and in that first third came back a little bit, which was really nice, but that cocoa note is just so prominent for me in the second third with my experience so far. That sort of amaretto creamy nuttiness is in there still, which is absolutely delicious. Absolutely loving that flavor note that's in there, mixed with the woodiness, mixed with the cocoa note that's in there. And then that white pepper is still in there. It has not ramped up more. I wondered if it was going to turn more into a black pepper and get a little more pungent with the Nicaraguan tobacco. It has not, but it is very smooth and is very, very harmonious with all the other flavor notes that are in there. Strength right now, I would say, is a good solid medium. Hasn't really ramped up a whole lot more. I don't know if it will in the final third, but time will tell on that. So if you're newer to cigars and you stumbled across this review and you're like, EP Carrillo, don't know much about it, let me tell you, Ernesto Perez Carrillo is considered basically one of the godfathers in the industry. His blending abilities, he blends cigars for many other brands that are out there, and he has been in the industry for 50 years, blending and around tobacco and making cigars and doing all of that, and has created just this incredible reputation that really is pretty close to unparalleled within the industry, and is just one of the greatest to have ever blended tobacco and make cigars. And he's been, obviously, he launched EP Carrillo 15 years ago. That's what this cigar celebrates. So the brand's been around for 15 years, but Ernesto has been around for 5 decades around the industry, around tobacco, and has just become this almost unparalleled knowledge base with how to mix tobaccos and blend them together and use aged tobacco and just make incredible cigars. So if you have not heard of EP Carrillo, I don't know why you wouldn't have, but if you haven't, go and check out, because they have won many, many top awards over the years. In 2020, my cigar, or 2020 or 2021, one of the 2 years, my cigar of the year was The Pledge. I believe it was 2020 was my cigar of the year. That was actually a Cigar Aficionado's cigar of the year that year as well. I obviously had no idea because I put my review out before they released their list. But from the La Historia to the Encore to so many other cigars that are just so well known in the industry. If you have not heard of EP Carrillo, go and check them out. But I'm going to jump into the final third here, and when I come back, I'll let you know my final thoughts on the cigar, any transitions, how everything's going. The draw on this has opened up just a little bit more, and it is doing just wonderful. So no issues there. The little restriction that was there has completely gone away, and it is performing very, very well. So I'm going to jump into the final third. When I come back, I'll let you know my final thoughts on it, and of course, I'll let you know whether I think the cigar is noteworthy or not. All right, let's wrap up this review. Here's the burn at the end of the cigar right there. As you can see, razor straight, still doing very, very well. All right, final third. The cigar developed a little bit more, and it's still just so good. So that cocoa note is the most prominent flavor note. That woodiness is pretty much dropped off and gone. There's a little undertone of some earthiness in there. That amaretto nuttiness is still very much in the forefront with that cocoa chocolate note. And the white pepper did develop a little bit more into close to a mild black pepper. Retrohale, you don't get any sting. There's no burn, nothing like that at all. But my palate is just a little bit tingly and can feel that black pepper note that's in there, but it's not overpowering by any means whatsoever. The strength on this, I would say finished at probably a medium to a medium plus. Not super strong. Definitely just like middle of the road, good for, the cigar enthusiast that enjoys a good medium strength. Definitely full body flavor, deep, rich flavor notes, and the tones and everything in there just so, so good. The draw stayed very nice. It didn't open up anymore, but stayed right where it was through the second, third, and stayed pretty much perfect. Smoke is just plentiful, as you've seen multiple different times now, and it is such a delicious cigar. So, do I think this is noteworthy? Well, unless you haven't been paying attention at all, this is absolutely a noteworthy cigar. This is a cigar that is a limited run. It is just for this year, limited production. So when they're gone, they're gone. And I don't think I shared the size on this. They consider it a Grand Toro. It's a 6.5 by 52, I believe is what it is. Maybe 54, 6.5 by 52, I think is what it is though. And it is absolutely delicious. I would go straight to a 5-pack on this one. If you want to spend the money on the box, then by all means, you are going to be treating yourself. It's $20 per cigar is the MSRP on this cigar, so it's not an entry-level price by any means, but it's not exorbitant at all either. I think it's a great price point, right in the middle of the road for a very, very just delicacy of a cigar. Just very, very delicious, so good. So that's been my review of this cigar. If you have had this 15-year anniversary from EP Carrillo, then I'd love for you to put some comments down below. If you are a tried and true EP Carrillo fan, then you do not want to pass this one up. Go and find it, whether it's your local brick and mortar or whether it's online, wherever you may find your cigars. Go and get this and check it out. I do not believe if you have a palate similar to mine or one that is very in tune or gravitates towards these flavor notes, you are absolutely going to love this cigar. So that's going to do it for this edition of Tobacco Talk. Enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you